Hello there, and welcome. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss the wonders of the wild we bring to you. Now, imagine the stillness of dawn. Mist rising over rivers, lakes, and marshes. And suddenly, the silence shatters as flocks of ducks and geese rise into the sky. Their wings beat in unison, shimmering against the golden light. From shimmering wetlands to endless skies, they move as one, symbols of grace, strength, and resilience. These are not just birds. They are guardians of the wetlands, shaping the very landscapes that give them life. Their story begins here, where water meets sky, and wings carry the promise of survival across the world. Their beauty lies not just in flight, but in design. Ducks and geese are sculpted for life between water and sky. Broad, waterproof feathers shimmer with a waxy sheen, keeping them buoyant even in icy lakes. Webbed feet push against water with the precision of paddles, turning them into natural swimmers. Their bills, too, are instruments of survival. Ducks with their flat, sensitive bills sift through mud and water, filtering seeds, plants, and tiny insects. Geese, with stronger bills, graze the grasses and roots of wet meadows, shaping the very landscape as they feed. Every feather, every muscle, every feature is an adaptation to a life tied to wetlands. In them, beauty and function are one, a living blueprint perfected by water and wind. For ducks and geese, the sky is a highway without borders. Each year, they embark on epic migrations, tracing invisible paths across continents. From the frozen tundra to warm southern wetlands, their journeys can span thousands of miles, guided by instinct, stars, and an inner compass written in their very blood. Flocks rise in the iconic V formation, wings beating in unison. This shape is no accident, it saves energy, each bird riding the updraft of the one ahead, a perfect balance of cooperation and endurance. Their calls echo through the air, a chorus of determination, as if urging one another forward through storms, winds, and endless nights. Every migration is a story of resilience. Tiny bodies crossing vast oceans of sky, returning to the same rivers, lakes, and marshes where life began. Their journeys remind us that survival is not just strength, but memory and unity carried on the wind. Life for ducks and geese is built on bonds. In the safety of reeds and shallow waters, pairs form with remarkable loyalty, many staying together season after season. Courtship is a dance of rippling calls, gentle nips, and synchronized swims, where trust is as important as beauty. Once eggs are laid in hidden nests, patience becomes the truest act of devotion. Mothers sit watchful over fragile shells, while fathers guard the territory with vigilance, chasing away intruders with fierce courage. When the chicks finally hatch, tiny down-covered lives spill into the world, guided by soft calls and the safety of parental wings. The marsh transforms into a nursery of hope. Families forage together, swim together, and even take to the skies together, the young learning every lesson from the devoted care of their elders. In these bonds, the wetlands reveal their most tender story, one of love, loyalty, and life carried forward, one generation at a time. In the quiet rhythm of wetlands, ducks and geese are more than just graceful travelers, they are caretakers of balance. Each time their bills dip into the water, they stir nutrients, keeping marshes alive and breathing. As they graze on plants and nibble at insects, they shape the very structure of their watery homes. Their droppings, often overlooked, become food for fish and fuel for fertile soil. Seeds hitch rides on their feathers and feet, carried from pond to pond, helping new life bloom where it might never have reached. Through every simple act of feeding, swimming, and flying, they weave invisible threads that tie entire ecosystems together. Without them, wetlands would fall silent, stagnant, and frail. With them, they thrive, a living orchestra where every note depends on their presence. Ducks and geese are not just residents of these waters, they are guardians, keeping the delicate harmony of life flowing strong. When the seasons change, ducks and geese rise as one into the open skies. Their migrations are among the most epic in the natural world, thousands of miles across continents, guided by instinct and the stars above. V-shaped formations carve across the horizon, each bird taking turns at the front, sharing the burden of the wind. Over mountains, deserts, and oceans they travel, driven by survival and the promise of food and shelter. Some fly through the night, their wings beating in steady rhythm, their calls echoing as signals of unity. Others pause at ancient stopovers, wetlands that have welcomed their kind for centuries, refueling before the next leg of their perilous journey. Each flight is a story of endurance and cooperation. For these birds, migration is not just movement, it is tradition, memory, and the very pulse of survival written in the sky. They are travelers of seasons, carrying the heartbeat of wetlands wherever they go. Life in the wetlands is never without peril. Eggs and chicks are vulnerable to foxes, raccoons, and snakes that stalk the reeds. Raptors like eagles and hawks swoop from above, their sharp eyes fixed on young or unwary birds. Even the water itself hides dangers, snapping turtles, pike, and other predators lie in wait beneath the surface. But the greatest challenges often come from humans. Wetlands drained for farms and cities erase ancient nesting grounds. Pollution seeps into rivers and lakes, poisoning the very waters that sustain life. Climate change shifts migration routes, leaving flocks arriving too early or too late for food that once was guaranteed. Yet ducks and geese endure, using vigilance, tight flocks, and sheer adaptability to face the threats around them. Every danger reminds us how fragile their world is, and how deeply it is intertwined with our own survival. For thousands of years, ducks and geese have walked beside humanity. In ancient China, geese were symbols of fidelity and loyalty, painted into scrolls and poems. In Egypt, carvings on temple walls show ducks being herded along the Nile, a source of food and wealth. Across Europe, their feathers filled quilts and cloaks, keeping people warm through bitter winters. Domesticated flocks became companions of farmers, their watchful eyes alerting households to strangers long before dogs barked. Their meat, eggs, and down became staples of survival, humble gifts that sustained villages through feast and famine. And beyond survival, they inspired culture and tradition, harvest festivals, folk tales, and even the nursery rhymes still sung to children today. In every era, ducks and geese have been more than food or feather. They have been partners in work, symbols in stories, and living threads woven into the fabric of human history. Wetlands are among the most vital ecosystems on Earth. Shallow waters teeming with life, filtering rivers, and cradling countless species. And in these watery worlds, ducks and geese play the role of guardians. Their feeding stirs the water, circulating nutrients and preventing stagnation. Their droppings fertilize aquatic plants, fueling the growth of life from algae to reeds. By grazing and foraging, they shape the wetlands, keeping ecosystems in delicate balance. Migrating flocks spread seeds across continents, carrying the pulse of wetlands from one shore to another. They remind us that water, land, and sky are never separate, but one flowing, breathing system of life. When wetlands thrive, so do ducks and geese. And when ducks and geese vanish, it is a warning that the heart of the wetlands is fading. In protecting them, we protect not only birds, but the living lungs of our planet. As the sun sinks low over the marshes, silhouettes of ducks and geese rise into the sky. Their wings catching the last golden light, a timeless reminder of resilience and freedom. This final chapter looks forward to the choices we must make. Conservation programs restoring wetlands, communities protecting migratory paths, and farmers working hand in hand with nature. Each effort ensures that these guardians will continue their watch for generations to come. Ducks and geese are more than birds. They are living symbols of harmony between water, land, and sky. They carry with them the ancient rhythm of migration, the memory of wild rivers, and the promise of renewal. The last image lingers, a flock soaring into the horizon, their voices echoing across the water. A reminder that the future of wetlands, and the life they sustain, depends on us. If we protect them, the skies will always be filled with wings in flight.